What is it? The Audi A8 may be the executive limousine of the future, but it is also a car built like Ingolstadt used to make its flagship saloons. It feels like a true pioneer with an old soul. This Mercedes-Benz S-Class rival, rolling out to its very first British owners in January 2018, is a car that seems to refocus its German maker's philosophy absolutely dead center on its old advancement through technology mantra. That mantra has felt like a vestige of Audi's former self at times throughout the past 2 decades, while the firm's management has been convinced that things like outstanding design appeal, dynamic handling, quattro 4-wheel drive and market-leading powertrain efficiency would sell its cars better. But, having made its returning influence plain in last year's second-generation Q7 SUV, Versprung durch Technik is now back with a bang, and the 4th-generation A8, as well, we might add, as with a fancy flash of tail lamp and a bit of musical fanfare. Longer and taller than the car it replaces, the new A8 has been developed on the Volkswagen Group's MLB Evo platform as used by the Q7 and Q5, as well as the Bentley Bentayga and the new Porsche Cayenne. But just like its forebears, the new A8 takes the luxury car into new territory in the multi-material mix of its body structure, which is comprised of aluminium, steel, magnesium and carbon fiber reinforced plastic, all joined using no fewer than 14 different techniques. At launch, the car's engine range consists of a 3.0-liter, 335 bhp 55C twin turbocharged petrol option, as well as the 3.0-liter, 282 bhp 50C diesel that we were loaned to test. Along later will be a more powerful petrol-electric plug-in hybrid model compatible with wireless inductive charging, as well as higher-end V8 diesel and W12 petrol derivatives. All A8s are 48-volt mild hybrids, however the car having a sufficiently powerful electrical architecture to allow it to coast, engine off, for up to 40 seconds at extra urban and motorway speeds, to scavenge power more quickly on a trailing throttle than a car with a 12-volt electrical system could, and to run some highly sophisticated powertrain and suspension systems. Among the latter are a 3-chamber, height-adjustable air suspension system fitted to every A8 as standard, and a 4-wheel steering system, coupled with an active variable steering rack, that is offered as an option and that our particular test car had fitted. And in addition to all of that, the new Audi A8's knockout draw. This promises to be the first production car for sale anywhere in the world with Level 3 conditional automated driving, by which Audi means it'll be a driverless series production car like no other the world has yet seen. The suite of technologies that its maker is packaging as Audi I will allow the A8 to drive itself unsupervised for much longer periods than a current piloted or drive-assisted production car can, although only in heavy motorway traffic and then only at speeds of up to 37 miles per hour. The A8 will also be able to park itself, either in a bay or in a garage, once you've got out of the driver's seat and are keeping tabs on it via your smartphone. And coming into the A8 range at around the same time as the Audi A8 autonomous driving functionality, currently expected in spring 2018, will be a fully active optional electromechanical suspension system capable of reading the topography of the road ahead, and of manipulating each of the car's wheels independently in advance of every bump and ridge they are about to cross. While the verdict on the A8's really headline-grabbing features the wireless battery charging, autonomous driving and active suspension technology will clearly have to wait, this already feels like one of the most advanced, refined, modern and luxurious cars on the road even without them. One thing you can fail to notice, however, either on your way into the A8 or once you're resettled behind the steering wheel, is the remarkable impact that Silicon Valley has had on this car. The A8's door handles, both inside and out, contain micro-switches as well as mechanical linkages. You barely need to move either to release the closure. Conforming to a new control regimen called MiTouch Response, the car's center stack has been stripped almost completely bare of physical switchgear. It is made up of 2 widescreen touch-sensitive displays through which you adjust the temperature of your heated seat, cycle through the car's various driving modes, adjust the plotted route and the navigation system, and also achieve just about everything else. If features like those don't instantly bring to mind another conspicuously popular luxury saloon car, it may only be because you've never driven a Tesla Model S, a car whose influence on luxury saloons looks like running way beyond its electrified powertrain. Not that Tesla has thus far proved itself capable of producing an interior of such immutable perceived quality and apparent integrity, and of such outstanding comfort, as the A8s. The fascia, styled with bold horizontal features and arcing bands of open-grain wood trim and satin chrome garnish, makes the wide cockpit feel even wider than it is. For this tester's preference, there is a bit too much piano black veneer on the car's center console, dashboard and door cars to make its glossy ambience practical and easy to maintain. I am not so struck, either, on the heavy touch needed to bring a response from the car's touchscreen displays, nor the slightly contrived feeling haptic feedback with which each touch is met. That apart, though, I was deeply impressed with an awful lot about the A8's driving environment, from the clarity and flexibility of its digital instruments, to the beautifully cushioned comfort of its massage leather seats, adjustable in more ways than you can count, to the lounge-like atmosphere created by its ambient lighting features after dark, and even the way the door pockets are illuminated just as you reach into them. This, reckons Audi, is the quietest car the company has ever built. Sure enough, the A8's 3.0-liter diesel starts very smoothly indeed for a compression ignition engine and, while it raises its voice to a very faint hum when you work it beyond 3,500 revolutions per minute, most of the time it is incredibly hushed and distant. Even more remarkable is the sense of isolation you get from wind noise in the car. There is barely a flutter even at motorway speeds. And over a smooth surface the A8's suspension is supremely quiet too. The A8's refinement levels can suffer over more coarse tarmac, though, when an occasional sense of reverberant hollowness begins to present itself in the ride, albeit perhaps more so on our 20 in rimshod test car than it might have on a car with Audi's standard 18s. It has background noise only, mind you, a gentle rumble that is absent more often than it is present, and is only open to criticism in a car that otherwise cosses its occupants so effectively. Audi offers you the familiar choice of driver modes here: efficiency, dynamic, comfort, automatic and individual, and in all of them the A8 is tuned in a way entirely befitting of such a large luxury saloon. That doesn't mean it feels like a bigger A6, of course, though it does very well, at times, to shrink itself around you when the need presents. In dynamic mode, the car feels amazingly wieldy and directionally responsive for its size and heft, though the consistency of its close body control isn't always brilliant. In comfort, it glides along with that distinguishing long-wave ride compliance that truly comfortable cars all share, though the suspension does permit the odd muted, under-damped thump to trouble the bump stops. Automatic mode is, by and large, a convincing attempt to split the difference and makes the A8 pleasingly precise handling and easy to place on the road, insulated and beautifully modulated in most of its controls, and thoroughly laid back in its general demeanor. It isn't a driver's car, not that sub 6.0 seconds 0 to 60 miles per hour sprinting potential is anything to be sniffed at from a 45 miles per gallon, 2-ton diesel limousine. But it is certainly very pleasant indeed to drive, and it makes a 250-mile journey less wearing than a 5-mile trip can be in other cars.